Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about Netflix. There are more layoffs coming to Netflix. Of course there are, because there are layoffs coming to a lot of tech companies, a lot of entertainment companies. In fact, a lot of people are saying it's going to be Hollywood Armageddon in the next couple months. Things are going to get really, really bad for a lot of people. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depends on how you look at it, I guess. So we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to talk about some of the most streamed movies on Netflix of all time, and it might shed some light on some of their decisions to chop certain movies. You know, Netflix is starting to pivot to profit, and they want to make sure that they bank on movies and TV shows that actually bring in audiences, general audiences. So let's talk about this. I think we're going to see some of this at Disney Plus too, to be honest. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Over 271,000 subs. Yay! Thank you for the support. Greatly appreciated. We talk about pop culture. Netflix is sort of ground zero for a lot of pop culture current year. Go figure. It used to just be the place where you would, mail in your DVDs.
You'd mail them back and forth, and games. They had games too.
They had games for a little bit, yeah. So here we are. Netflix, of course, their stock tanked. They laid a bunch of people off. They canceled a bunch of shows, a bunch of animation. And now we have another round of layoffs coming. So this is coming from Variety, and it was yesterday. Netflix braces for even more layoffs this week. They're bracing for the next round of layoffs as the streaming giant looks to cut costs. Impacted staff are expected to be told at the end of the week. It's unclear what departments are going to be hit, but sources suggest that the cuts could be similar in size to the round of reductions undertaken in May. At that time, they laid off 150 employees and dozens of contractors and part-time workers. So you don't really hear about the contractors.
No.
Because you could be like, oh yeah, we only laid off 150 people, but it's like, yeah, we laid off like 2,000 contractors because they.
Yeah, and what's concerning? I mean, I think it would suck to know it could be coming all week and then not know what's happening. Yeah. I mean, that just sucks for people.
I've been there.
Yes.
I've been there before.
And it sucks.
It sucks. I knew. I mean, the one job in particular I had access to the financials, and I'm like, there are absolutely positively going to be cutbacks.
Right. And because the higher ups made bad choices on a lot of things, everybody else has to suffer. Yeah. And then some of the people are just getting cut because their whole projects are getting cut, which is another story entirely.
Yeah. So they're not talking about that either. All the shows are cutting. They cut the entire blog division, and people were very angry about that because
they didn't really need a blog division. I thought it was kind of pointless to begin with.
I don't think people are going out there looking for
to dumb.
I think it's like, okay, let's fire up Netflix. Oh, what's on my recommended page? Yeah. Okay, I'll watch this one.
Most people didn't even know it existed.
No. When the cuts were announced, Netflix said there would be other rounds of pink slipping in 2022. Netflix maintains a global workforce of roughly 11,000. So in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't sound like a lot. I mean, it doesn't help the people getting laid off, but also what they're cutting is substantial because, again, it's, animation and a lot of really expensive programming.
Yeah, because I think what's going on is they'll just take somebody else can foot the bill and they'll run it on Netflix as opposed to them paying for it themselves.
Yeah. So here's what's interesting, because we're going to talk about this. We put a video up earlier talking about Disney. Netflix's stock has been on a slide, and the company has lost nearly 70% of its value since it revealed this spring it has shed nearly 200,000 subscribers.
Well, it's actually worse than that because they expected to grow a couple million. So technically it was like 2.2 million under expectation, but they only actually lost 200,000.
Now they think that they're going to lose 2 million in this quarter. To put this in perspective, there are analysts out there that believe Disney Plus, because of cricket, they passed on the streaming rights to cricket in India, that they could lose 20 million subscribers.
Right, because of the sports. And here's the thing, like, where those people pay far less for their subscription than like other markets do. It's not really a financial hit so much as it is perception of losing 20 million subs could cause them a lot of trouble.
And that's what happened here. It wasn't that, I don't know how financially troubled Netflix was. I mean, they were greenlighting damn near anything. And that, I guess, has been curtailed, and they brought a new money guy in and all that. But it was the perception that they were going backwards, that they were starting to lose subs, that they hit the ceiling, that people were like, oh, hell no. It's not going to just keep going up and up and up and up and up. And a lot of that, I think, came down to them being like, yeah, we're going to crack down on shared accounts and we're going to raise the rates again. And, so a lot of people are like, there's like 50 other streaming services out there. Do I really need to pay $20 a month for Netflix?
Yeah.
I don't even like half the shows that are on it. And like, I barely watch Netflix.
I mostly just watch it for K-dramas.
K-dramas, Stranger Things. I watched.
Stranger Things, which they put another trailer out today.
Yeah, I haven't been watching. I don't watch Netflix because a lot of the stuff that I wanted to watch on Netflix. One, I don't have a lot of time to watch TV these days anyway. But two, a lot of the stuff that I would have watched on Netflix is now on other streamers.
Mm-hmm. They moved it. Yes,
they moved it. So yeah, it triggered a sell-off. It was $600 in January. Now it's $175 a share. And God, I hope you did not buy Netflix at $600 a share. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. It's never going to hit that again. Not
anytime soon.
Not anytime soon. A spokesperson for Netflix declined to comment.
I'm sure they did.
Nobody knows, how many staffers are getting laid off, what divisions they're in. But I can tell you, they're probably going to cut some corners on their spend, which they need to be doing the opposite. But the way I understand it right now is that they want to focus on making more quality content that appeals to a larger number of people, that drives subscriptions, than just greenlighting any old damn thing.
Or taking things that have a fan base and then changing a bunch of stuff about it, like, She-Ra, He-Man, the Ann with an E, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, that He-Man, like, I honestly think that deal was a couple things. One, I think it was probably in play.
Oh, I'm sure it was before.
Before this.
I'm sure it was greenlit for 2 seasons.
Yeah, and also Mattel is helping foot the bill. Mattel is paying for that too. So I think there's going to be, I do think we're going to have more animation on the platform, but I think it's going to be other companies.
Right.
Coming in and spending money. Now, I don't think DreamWorks is going to do a lot of that anymore because they're going to move all their stuff right to Peacock because that's, NBC. But so yeah, it's it is what it is, right? Layoffs are coming to a lot of different companies, especially tech companies, and it's interesting because we talked about the Twitter situation and how a lot of Twitter employees were trying to pressure Elon Musk to be like, no, we're going to just work at home, and that's the way it's going to be, and tough luck. And I'm like, I don't think he cares. I don't think he cares.
I don't think he does either. And a lot of tech companies just don't. And the thing is, there are a lot of jobs that you can do remotely. I agree that there are some things that they're technically you could do it remotely. But if the company you work for doesn't want you to do it remotely, I can't help that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go someplace that will let you.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I mean, I'm not trying to be insensitive here, but the reality is I did work remotely for a number of years, my job, and even currently, I mean, we have an office and everything, but I guess I'd still kind of work remotely, and
we had to make our own job to work remotely.
We had to make our own job, yeah, and so I mean, I can see the advantages of it, but there are some jobs we actually own physical businesses too, and I'm like, I expect you to be here.
Yeah, I think it depends. On tech jobs, a lot of tech jobs, it can be done remotely. Yeah. It's just that if the company chooses that they want you in office for whatever reason, mostly I think it's because they think people aren't doing their job.
I think that's a big part of it, yeah.
Then that just, it was never going to stay, that was going to stay that way forever over the pandemic.
Yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of it, these were temporary arrangements. And yes, I think some companies did realize that a lot of the comic book publishers and stuff are like, why are we renting an office in Portland?
To me, I think it makes more sense to have remote stuff because you don't have all the overhead. But, not everybody's like that.
And really, it comes down to the employer. And frankly, if it's right to work and somebody tells you you have to be in office, that's a term of your employment.
Right, yeah.
You can't argue.
Like I would agree that I think most people doing tech should be able to. I mean, I can see where their job could be done remotely.
Yeah.
If they tell you that they need you in office, that's their choice to do so, and it sucks. And I get where you're coming from. I completely understand, but that's just the way it is. Well,
they're saying slower business growth and rising labor costs because everybody. I mean, that's why I keep telling people too. It's like I'm not trying to be a dick, but everybody wants to unionize, and I'm like, the way things are right now, you are putting a huge target on yourself because you're going to be more expensive and potentially more problematic to your employers.
So the company's losing money. We have to let people go, and all those people suddenly get gone. Wow, happen to be the people that
look at Kickstarter. I mean, and so I think what's going on is a lot of employees are trying to unionize to avoid getting laid off.
And it actually might cause you to get laid off.
But it might actually cause you to get laid off. And at the end of the day, there's really not much you can do about it. It's just it's a bummer. Look, again, I'm not making fun of people getting laid off. I'm not whatever. I've been there. It sucks, especially knowing, hey, it's coming at the end of the week.
But you don't know who's getting it?
It's kind of like one of those, cooking shows where it's like, did you get the green cupcake or whatever?
Yeah, it's kind of like what you see on these reality TV shows where they eliminate somebody, except it's real life.
Yeah, and unfortunately it has real life consequences. But so the days of there being like, all these jobs out there are definitely coming to a close. I want to bring this up, though, because this might actually have something to do with Netflix's pivot to profit. I saw this on Apple this morning, that these are the most watched movies ever. So for these
are movies, not shows.
Yeah, these are movies, but it gives you an idea of what kind of content they're looking for at Netflix. Adam Sandler movies. We have Spencer Confidential, Mark Wahlberg. These people are all problematic. Underground, Ryan Reynolds. Kissing Booth 2, kind of a traditional romantic
I saw the first one. I never watched the second one.
I haven't seen any of these movies. There's a Kissing Booth trilogy. Again, romance. We have a Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Joe Pesci, The Irishman. I did know that was a huge hit. We have Sandra Bullock. So look, I'm not trying to be a dick. What we're seeing works on Netflix
is what used to work in the theaters. If it would play well in the theaters, if it would play well on network television, it's going to play well to a general audience so you're seeing a lot of, big Hollywood celebrities, and a lot of shows and the movies and stuff that were canceled were very niche. I mean, is anybody clamoring for an anti-racist baby cartoon series? Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Let's see what else.
The Adam Project.
That was actually pretty good.
It was actually pretty good.
So 2 Ryan Reynolds here going on. Bird Box, so 2 Sandra Bullock going on. I was wondering Bird Box was going to be on here. And then Don't Look Up. Everybody was talking about it. I never saw it, but everybody was talking about Don't Look Up.
So DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence,
And Red Notice, which is another Ryan Reynolds movie. So 3 of them are Ryan Reynolds. So
it's just gonna be all Ryan Reynolds. So you put Ryan Reynolds and Sandra Bullock in all the movies, and it's money in the bank.
There you go. Right? Apparently,
that's gonna shoot their stock up to $600.
Yeah, well, the Proposal is still one of my favorites. So put them together for another movie.
Yeah.
Good.
So again, it's like, what are they looking at? They're like, and look, Netflix has had the luxury, because they had the extra money, of taking chances on like quirky shows or niche shows. And I'm not dunking on those shows in particular, but I'm just saying, when times get tough, and this is the same with Hollywood, it's the same with the animation industry, whatever, companies are going to pivot to profit, and they're going to pick things that have large mass appeal. Cartoon Network right now is paring down, and they're picking like preschool shows.
If you have you could do the budget, do 10 things. You're not going to do 10 niche things that are only going to, hit a small audience. You're going to pick 10 things that are going to be across the board, bring in a large audience.
And that's what they're going to do. I think we're going to have fewer projects, but they're going to be bigger budget and bigger names, and probably more middle of the road, less political, out of necessity, because they have to maintain their subscribers.
Oh, you mean you can have good movies that aren't all about agenda and politics? No.
What?
That's crazy talk.
That is crazy talk.
It's almost like it was 2013 again or something.
I know, right? So we're going to wrap this up.
Yep.
Good luck to you if you're working at Netflix.
Hopefully you get to keep your job.
I'm
hoping, because it's going to be a big one again, but it sounds like there's still a lot of people that will be left. So
11,000
it sucks
people.
And we're sorry.
Yeah. Yep.
But it is what it is, and in some ways Netflix kind of did to themselves.
They absolutely did. So gonna wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Now he's just tasty, delicious, rotten flesh meat, which I can consume. Don't read into it too much.
Just like our museum, the cafe's open and Brewster is eager to serve. I don't think this was in the show. Run. Oh, you got splatted.
Oh,
she was begging and you kicked her in the face.
I don't care.
Hey guys, Squid King here, and today we're in a...
Not girl boss at all. She is not a material girl.
She is not. Oh, it's Christmas time here in your mom. Nobody wants to join your mom.
What?
Like, I can't even cook kid cuisine right. I would last about 2 minutes with Gordon Ramsay.
What?
Where is he?
He's hiding. He's hiding from you.
Better.
Oh my God, you got the axe.
Walker, does this look like Steven Universe? Let me punch him! Well, I'm just here for the wax. Right where you belong.
Get in the dirt.
Well, that was a combination of events I probably shouldn't have put together. Anyways, let's open this bottle too.
Chica Pinata. Is that official?
Oh, no.
There's a bootleg.
Hello. I'm sorry.
Hey guys, it's Diamond Tool.
Let's make a farm.
Like and subscribe and buy my merch.
I mean, while you're here, you guys should like really like and subscribe and buy our merch, all of which we have.
That is true. You can't run them carrying trash. You can get away with one F-bomb per PG-13 movie.
I wish I'd known that sooner.
No. All right, so we're going to wrap this effer up.
Yes.